Hey everybody, it's Kayak Cliff. Today we're going to do a first impressions video of a brand new boat from Sea Eagle, and this is a highly anticipated boat. But first, let me talk about why I have two of them stacked here. This is the Ultralight 10 right here, and many of you know the Ultralight 10 because over the last year, it was introduced a year ago. This quickly became one of the most popular boats Sea Eagle has ever introduced. And it's so popular because it's a 10-foot recreational boat that allows you to do a myriad of different paddling type adventures. It's extremely stable, it's fast. It's just an awesome 10-foot kayak. The best 10-foot kayak I've ever paddled. Again, the Ultralight 10. Well, so many viewers and so many paddlers have asked, when is the 12-foot version of the Ultralight 10 coming out, or the Ultralight 12? Well, it's not coming out as an Ultralight product. It's coming out in the Fast Track line of products. Now, the Fast Track 385 FT is a boat that's been out for years, maybe even decades from Sea Eagle. I know it's years. And it is a unbelievable 12-foot 10, 12-foot 8 boat. Well, I think it's always been a 12-foot 8 boat. But the Fast Track is what they have upgraded and changed over the older Fast Track. So, and I would consider the Fast Track 12-foot 8 boat to be the logical 12-foot version of the Ultralight 10. Again, it's not an Ultralight boat, but it has the width, it has the speed, it has the load carrying capability, it has the extremely stable capability. It even has whitewater capability, which takes it beyond the Ultralight in that regard. So I just pumped this up at home with the Sea Eagle Mega Pump. Boy, if you've used manual pumps in the past and you've never used a battery-powered electric pump, this Mega Pump is awesome. I'll put links for the pumps in my description box. But I pumped it up at home, and I have not been out on the water yet. And I'm going to do a full-length review of this, but I want to do a full-length review of it after I've been out paddling it for quite a bit, so I can really give you some insights. Today's going to be a first impressions video, and I'll leave the Ultralight. I'm going to deflate it, roll it up, and put it in my truck and close it up. But we're going to take the Sea Eagle Fast Track 385 FT out on the water and see what new, awesome, highly anticipated by all of you and me as well, highly anticipated upgrades to this absolutely awesome boat, in the past. So stay tuned. We'll get it out on the water here.
This video made possible by Sea Eagle, inflatable kayaks, canoes, boards, and watercraft. Kayak, high-performance packable touring kayaks. Astral, high-performance PFDs and water footwear. Shelta, the best sun hats available, period. Helinox, quality ultralight camping furniture. Redodo, affordable, quality lithium batteries and accessories. Brompton, the iconic, quality British folding bike. Thank you for purchasing off my affiliate links. They make this channel possible.
Now I figured I'd put them back. I put them both out here on the grass so you can see the difference between the new Fast Track and the existing Ultralight. See, it's 12-foot 8. It's a longer boat, 2-foot 8 inches longer. You're 32 inches wide here compared to 36 inches wide on the new Fast Track. Really nice grab handles on the bow and also back on the stern. And then they also have great grab handles right here on the side and on the other side. So you can pick it up quite easily and carry it down to the water, whether you grab on this handle or whether you grab on this handle. I got long arms, so I can do that, but anybody can grab here. The boat is only 31 pounds. Now that's boat only. I did bring a digital scale. Let's see if I can weigh it kitted out with the seat and everything. Okay, if I can find a good midpoint on here, then I can probably weigh it. Let's see here. Do, 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 do. 35, 34, it's all over the place. About 34.9 pounds. So kitted out, I have the seat on here, and then I have a glue pad on here for a Scotty mount so I can mount my cameras, and you know, you can mount rod holders and other things like that, but I put that on myself. That added a little bit of weight in the seat, so brings it from a 31-pound boat to a 34.9-pound boat. I mean, that is phenomenal. A 12'8" rotomolded plastic boat is going to be anywhere from 60 to 70 pounds. So 35 pounds is absolutely unbelievable. Now, just behind the front and rear grab handles, you have bungee cords, so you can put dry bags up underneath here if you're loaded down. If you're using this as a tandem boat, there's not a lot of storage in this boat once you put 2 people in it. So great place to put a good large dry bag there, or a collapsible, flexible, soft side cooler. And on the stern, of course, your grab handle and also your bungee cords. But when you get up underneath the spray skirt, you have a wealth of space to stash another dry bag and some other gear under the bow. And then it's the same on the stern. You have, again, the cordage on the top and plenty of storage underneath. So as I mentioned before, if you're using this boat as a tandem boat, there's not a lot of floor space, but it's nice on top and underneath the spray skirts on the bow and the stern. You have plenty of storage. In the bow and the stern, we also have daisy chains. So if you're doing a solo camping kayak trip, or you're carrying a bunch of gear, you have these daisy chains where you can weave and sew, crisscross cordage to help lock down whatever is there and whatever is up in the bow. You have the daisy chains there as well. There are 3 air chambers. These are tube air chambers that take 3.2 psi, and on the other side 3.2 psi. And then on the floor you have a drop stitch floor which goes to 10 psi. And now the old Fast Track had a drop stitch floor, but it was a removable floor. Now you have an integrated floor, and that's a huge plus. Now, to this drop stitch floor, they have glued EVA foam, which gives you a lot of traction, makes it less slippery, and it's just very good traction when you step inside this boat. And it goes all the way to the stern as well. Again, real nice, colorful EVA foam. You have 2 drain plugs in the back as well for easy draining. And you have D-rings. These D-rings will be for hooking up your rear seat if you go tandem. Today, I only have it set up for a single paddler, and then you have D-rings up in the front as well to tie off things too. Well, actually, your D-rings in the front would be for your forward seat when you are going tandem. Now, again, I mentioned before that this is a 36-inch wide boat. That's how the old Fast Track was, 12'8" long. It has a weight carrying capacity of 635 pounds. So it will perform beautifully as a tandem boat with 2 paddlers, or again, for an adventure boat, if you want to get out and do some camping and carry a bunch of gear. 635 pounds in a 12-foot boat. You can't even get in that neighborhood. You can't even get in that same city or even state with load carrying capability. This will carry an absolute ton of weight. And those 3 air chambers give it unbelievable security, knowing that it's extremely unlikely, but if an air chamber should fail, you'll be able to still paddle it and get back to shore. But again, the reason I love Sea Eagle boats is that they've been manufacturing kayaks and inflatable boats as an American company for over 50 years. So they know inflatables. They're not a cheap knockoff from China over Amazon or anything like that. They offer 3-year warranties on their boats, and you know that they're going to take care of you if there ever is a problem, but you're not going to have a problem because it's a Sea Eagle. Now let's flip this boat over and talk about the biggest changes to the Fast Track. Now, again, you have an integrated drop stitch floor. Before, the drop stitch floor was removable, which meant you'd have to take the floor out to drain the boat and completely dry the boat and then reinstall the floor. And that, you know, was kind of a pain. The old Fast Track also had an inflatable keel in the front, and that's what helped it to track. It was this big, bulbous, inflatable keel that, in conjunction to the rear skeg, it would give it trackability, and hence the name Fast Track. When you removed the rear skeg and only had the inflatable keel in the front, the boat was out of control. You could not paddle it, it wouldn't track. You'd had to have both the inflatable keel and the skeg in the back to make it track. And that inflatable keel would get hung up on the bottom, and it was just kind of a pain. Now what they've done, instead of a flat floor with an inflatable keel in the old boat, they have put an actual V, a V into the integrated drop stitch floor. See that center V line going all the way down? Number one, you got a strong entry V, which will help this cut through the water. And then that V goes all the way down the boat. It's not a flat floor, it's a V-shaped floor. And that goes to this rear skeg, which is actually a smaller skeg now. And this is supposed to make this a highly trackable boat. And, you know, we'll see when we get it out in the water. Again, this is my first impression, so I don't know. The material for this is a 1,000 denier drop stitch, woven drop stitch, which is the newer type of drop stitch, which is even stronger. And it's a PVC construction. The drop stitch, or the 1,000 denier construction, is all the way in the front. Everything here is 1,000 denier except for the EVA foam on the floor. And then on the back, they put an additional layer. So you have 2 layers of 1,000 denier material here. This is a black wear layer. And this black wear layer is also 1,000 denier, so you have extra durability. And I have a video where I talk to the durability of these boats, where in that video I go down a river in North Carolina and I drag the bottom all day long because it's a real shallow river. Not one problem, not one scratch, not one deformity, no rips, tears, anything with these floors. They really hold up well. And just having that extra layer of 1,000 denier material that's black just gives you even that much reassurance for the security in how well this boat is built. Okay, let's carry it on down. Again, 35 pounds once it has a seat in it. No big deal to just pick it up and carry it. If I wouldn't hold the camera, I'd put it up on my shoulder and carry it, but I'm holding the camera. Okay. Got the PFD on and the paddle and all my gear, and we're off. Shake off the feet. Okay, sitting in it. Oh, yeah, this is why they have the tubes on the side. And, you know, going to a 12'8" boat, and a boat where people might want to get out in rougher water, do some white water, maybe and tackle more waves out in the you know, bigger part of a lake. Stability on this is absolutely incredible. You're not going anywhere. So extremely stable, just like the other model. Now you'll notice there's no foot pegs here, and you know, let's address that here real quick. With these tubed boats, you don't typically have, like the Explorer and the Fast Track in the past, you don't have foot pegs here. And if you notice my legs when I'm sitting here, there's less floor space in here width-wise, maybe compared to when you're in like a Razor Light or something like that. Your legs just naturally push against the pontoons. I've never felt like I need foot pegs to push against, because this is not a high performance boat. It's a boat that will certainly give you some speed, but it's not what you would call a high performance boat where you actually have to be pushing against those foot pegs. If you feel that you need foot pegs, again, you could take a strap and run it between the daisy chains like so, and bring it real tight, and thread some PVC, thread it through some PVC, like some PVC pipe like this, about this wide, with a strap. And you could, with these daisy chains, put a PVC base to push against if you want to. And because you have so many daisy chains, you could actually find the right distance that's perfect for your height, so you don't have to keep on readjusting it. Okay, well, let's start paddling this new Fast Track. Okay, one thing I noticed, it's extremely responsive when you start paddling. It's very maneuverable, and yeah, I love it's pretty playful. I love how it doesn't just lock on and not allow you to turn as well, because it's got a big skeg that just really locks on and tracks. This smaller skeg that they have on here, it seems like it's a perfect match for this boat. I'll do a speed test here in just a little bit. The paddle that comes with this is about a 250 centimeter paddle. I have my own 250 centimeter paddle. But they're basically close to 8-foot paddles that you want to use with this boat. And they sell some great ones, and I'll show it to you on my review. They have, some great paddles for this that come with this boat. I just have a 250 centimeter carbon fiber paddle that I prefer and paddle with most of the time. But yeah, track's extremely nice. When I stop paddling, it just stays on that course. So if you're doing photography or anything where you want to keep that shot after you stop paddling, or maybe you're working in to cast a line where you saw a fish jump, you can do that. Now, just a quick, easy little back paddle, and I'm turning this and maneuvering it wherever I want. But then when I start paddling, basically it locks down and starts tracking really nicely. Now, as far as edging, a more on higher performance boats, if you can turn often by edging, and edging means if you lean to the right, it turns to the left, and if you lean to the left, I'd say it edges a little bit, but not as much as like the Razorlight or other touring kayaks do. It's more just a very stable platform. And this V-bottom is incredible. Not having that big inflatable keel up in the bow, which acts as an obstruction on the older model. Boy, I applaud Sea Eagle for redesigning this and coming up with that more trackable feature and just a integrated floor that's V-shaped. Now, one thing that I've really anticipated about this boat, and it was so hot I didn't want to bring Ginger out today, but if you paddle with dogs, this is your paddling boat. The Easy Light 10 is good for paddling with dogs, but Ginger's about 33 pounds, so she's kind of at the max of what I would want to put in the Easy Light 10, just simply because of space. Although she would fit in the back, or she does fit in the back of the Easy Light 10. If you want even more room and even more stability when you're with a dog, if you're going to have a 20, 30, 40, 50 pound dog in the boat with you, the Fast Track, this is probably going to be the boat for you if paddling with dogs is important, and you all, so many of us bring our furry friends on our adventures. The one thing I've noticed is when I do paddle with Ginger, she likes to get her feet up on the side and jump from one side to the other and look around, and she's just all over the place, and she really gets excited. She likes it, but she just likes to move around a bunch. And if you're in the Razorlight, which is the narrow 28-inch wide touring kayak from Sea Eagle, when she does that, the boat's like, you feel like you're going to tip over. And it's like, stop it, stop it. With the Easy Light, you feel it less because it's 32 inches wide with a lot more stability. With this, with the Fast Track, oh my gosh. You know, if your dog likes to get up and move around, you're not going to feel like you're going to tip over. So paddling with dogs, the Explorer or the Fast Track. Again, the Explorer is more of a whitewater boat. It's a slower boat, an awesome boat, ultra stable. It's a great boat, but if you want something a little faster, then the Fast Track would be what you want to go after if you're going to take your dogs out. Even multiple dogs, one in the front and one in the back. Yeah, steers really nice and responsive. Okay, one thing a lot of you have become accustomed to is speed tests for all the boats that I get into. So right now I'm I'm paddling into a 7-mile-an-hour wind, at least according to my Apple Watch. I'm paddling into a 7-mile-an-hour wind. And I'm just paddling kind of medium, you know, just cruising speed. I don't have anywhere to hurry, but I'm not, you know, just not doing anything. But I'm going at a speed that I could paddle hours at. And these are the speeds that you typically paddle all day if you're going to do an all-day paddle. And I'm going, 3 miles an hour, 3.1 miles an hour. And again, I got a little bit of a chop here. Again, it's a 7-mile-an-hour headwind coming out of the south, and I'm going due south right now. Tracking very well into the wind. Again, I'm holding at 3.2 miles an hour. Let me step it up and see what we get to. Okay, I'm going probably 90%. I'm at 4.2 miles an hour. Yeah, 4.2 miles an hour. I think it got actually up to 4.4 for a second. But that's into a headwind. That's better than I thought it would have been. That's a 36-inch wide boat. I mean, those are the boats that your bass fishermen get into, and they don't carry them on their shoulders. They trailer them to the lake behind their vehicle. Because they're sometimes up to 100-pound boats. And yeah, you're not going to paddle those that fast. But again, here I'm just going into the wind. Now I'm just going, you're chatting with your buddies. You got a cold beer, just enjoying the day. And I'm going, again, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5 miles an hour. Once you build up that momentum, the inertia just keeps you going. One of the reasons I think it's doing so well into the wind is that it's a very low profile, this boat. Even though you got the big pontoons on the side, it's a low profile. The Explorer has a much higher profile, and therefore it's more impacted by the wind. This Fast Track, it's doing great. But you definitely want a 250 centimeter paddle. for this boat, or longer, maybe 260. But 250 is working great for me right now. Okay, one of the big things people want to know is, can you stand up in this? Now, the old Fast Track you could stand up in pretty well because it had a flat bottom. Although it had that, you know, the inflatable skeg up in the front. But it was very stable for standing up in. This V-shaped bottom might not be as good, but I think with a little practice, you could do this no problem at all. Oh yeah. A little less stability than the flat bottom Fast Track, the old Fast Track. But the trade-offs that you're getting on the performance with this, yeah, I don't see any problem standing up in this at all. From the standpoint that, you know, you've been paddling all day, you want to get on your knees and crawl up to the bow to get something because there's no shoreline and you got to get up to the bow to get something, adjust a camera. You got the stability to do that. You want to stand up in some, you know, calm water that you're in to stretch your legs a little bit. I mean, you can do that in this. Can you stand up and fish all day long? Might not be the best for that, although depending on your stability, your weight, your height, may not be a problem at all. I'm 180 pounds, 6 foot, and almost 60 years old, and didn't have much of a problem at all. A little squirrely when you start it, but I think the more that you do it, the easier it's going to be. So again, if you're shorter, younger, maybe you're a surfer, or maybe your balance is really, really good. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have any problem in this at all. Okay, the big thing I wanted to know is how does it work without the skeg? Let me slide it out. Okay, this is the small skeg that comes with the boat, and this is smaller than some of the skegs on other boats from Sea Eagle, but this is an appropriately sized skeg for this boat. I think it works phenomenally. If you're going to be in a situation where you're going to be dragging bottom a lot, this skeg right here I don't think is as much of a problem as the older skegs, because the older skegs dipped down way low, and this skeg, because the back of the boat curves up a little bit, I don't think this skeg is going to drag the bottom a whole heck of a lot just because of the curvature of the boat. I really think it's out of the way, but I wanted to see how does it paddle without the skeg. Okay, so you immediately start paddling, and you know, it's all over the place for a second. But once you build up some speed, it seems to track pretty well. It's actually tracking very well. But once I stop paddling, yeah, see, it spins a lot. So that skeg, this little skeg does a lot. Now, on the old Fast Track, forget it. With no skeg, you wouldn't have even been able to paddle it with any semblance of tracking. Even after you got some speed up, there's no way you would be able to paddle it. With this one, if you're in an area where, you know, it's just super shallow and the skeg is in the way, which I don't think it will be, because again, the stern of the boat curves up, and that's where this skeg is. So where the rest of the boat might be here, you might have, you know, this much that's dragging down below the hull of the boat, but that does give you a lot of extra stability and tracking performance. So I think for me, where I paddle the Razorlight without a skeg, that's my favorite way to use the Razorlight. With this one, I pretty much would always use a skeg with this one, and that's what I'll do here. Just like with the Easy Light, you need a skeg with the Easy Light, and this is perfect. Okay, I wanted to thank you for coming along with me today on this first impressions video. And I thought it was important, I just got this shipped to me from Sea Eagle this past week on Tuesday or Wednesday it came. And I want to thank them for sending this because this is going to be a great boat. And I can't wait to get it out on adventures. But I wanted to do just a quick, I couldn't do an unboxing because I was so excited about it. I unboxed it before I filmed it. But I just wanted to get out and do a first impressions video. It's not my full-length review video, and that'll be coming. Give me 3-4 weeks and I'll have a full review out on this after using it a heck of a lot more. But right now this is a big thumbs up. Who it's for? You got pets, you want to paddle single, you want to paddle tandem, you want to carry a bunch of payloads, 635 pounds. You want it to be a very responsive and very high performance boat, but one that carries a lot of weight. That's what the Fast Track will do. You want to take it down some rivers, and occasionally you're going to get a Class 1, Class 2, or maybe even Class 3 rapid. This boat is supposed to be able to take it. I can guarantee it'll take Class 1 and 2, and I think it probably will take Class 3. Maybe you're at the beach and you want to do some surfing. You can surf on this. It's just a highly versatile boat. Great for fishing as well. You can stand up in it. And yeah, those are my first impressions. So stay tuned. So when I'm out and about, I hope to see some of you out on the water. If you're ever out there and you see me paddling, come over and say hi. I got a Kayak Cliff sticker I can give you. If you like this boat, the link for the boat is in the description box, as are all the products that I like and recommend are in the description box and also on my website at kayakcliff.com. But please like and subscribe to my channel. Again, I do review videos and land and sea adventure videos. And it's all about getting out in the outdoors and enjoying nature and all that this good country and God's nature has to offer us. So God's blessings to you and your families, and I hope to see you out on the water sometime. Kayak Cliff out.